Welcome back to the Stoop, football fans. It's your boy Lolo, and I am back under the stoop again. I'm not in jail. I'm not in my little office space over in Manhattan. But big up to the Stoop crew who's already in the house. Anders, Mr. Tom, Ben, Arizona. Good to see you, my friend. He said, timed this well with the halftime of Santos and Tigres. I'd like to see that you're watching Little Liga MX out in Arizona. So very well done there. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. Let's start to build this, let's build this audience up a bit over here on this side of the pond. There you go. Hit all those buttons, not on the screen, the ones down below. But, so yeah, let's do this. So we are talking, This is our transfer banter show, and we are going to be talking about a lot of the nonsense rumors, a lot of the real rumors, a lot of the done deal type shits that have been going on. Like, for example, we have Luka Dean going over to Aston Villa. Aston Villa actually putting in some work and getting Coutinho, getting Luka Dean, Digne, however you say it. So Aston Villa are putting together some, they're starting to solidify their team a little bit and fill some of these gaps and spend a little bit of that Jack Grealish money. In that deal, it looks like Anwar El Ghazi is going to be going from Aston Villa over to Everton. Now, listen, that's a very interesting move. El Ghazi is a very talented creative midfielder who takes shots, and for a while there he was on a little run last season. When he got game time, as soon as he came in, he scored, and he was on a bit of a tear. Very fun player to watch, that guy right there. Some other nonsense that I'm hearing, stuff like this up here that I have on the board. All of a sudden I woke up this morning and it said Arsenal are in talks with Youri Tielemans' agents. It looks like Leicester City are not interested in re-upping his contract at the end of the season. So why the hell not? Tielemans this is by far Tielemans' best season ever, and he's trying to desperately to get into the Belgian side for the World Cup. So and Mr. Tom says, Villa didn't put in any work. Gerrard just phoned his mate, fancy playing some football. Yeah, and he just heard that Luis Suarez is not going to be renewed at the end of the season over at Atletico Madrid. So he's like, okay, boys, okay. We all played together at Liverpool. We can do this. Because remember, Stevie G, he's not long retired. So he played with some of these fellas. Once again, we're looking at Traore going to Tottenham. They seem to be the ones making the most noise about that. I don't think that's happening. Unfortunately, I wanted Mark to be on the show to talk about Traore not going anywhere, because I don't think it's going to happen. And because Tottenham, I believe, would make him play as a defender, as like a wing back. And I don't think that's what he's interested in. I think he wants to continue going forward and taking terrible shots and putting in terrible crosses into the box. So we're going to get into all of that, and we're going to start ripping on each other very soon. But first, let me introduce my guest for the day. We are very excited to have back for like the third time in a week. It had been nearly a year since we saw him, and now like the third time in a week or something, we have Mr. Brawley Darben. I see you, Hammer. What's going on, Hammer? Represent with the long sleeve.
It's weird that I'm going long sleeves today. Yep. I also got the main man, Jared Bowen, on the back.
Oh, you got a Bowen.
Just to honor his
noble.
game today.
I expected a noble out of you.
Oh, I got plenty of nobles over here. If you can see behind me,
good.
I got one noble up on the wall there. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
All
thanks for
right.
having me. Good to be here. It's weird that I was gone for so long, and then all of a sudden I appear 3 times in a week. It's kind of funny, but happy to be
Late
here.
night
Thanks for having
shows,
me.
man. Late night shows,
They
man.
work the best for me. They for sure do.
Exactly. And glad to see Macronomical. You're in the house too. He says Tielemans, in my opinion, just wants to step up in his career. As well, he should, because he's put in the work this season. He's looked absolutely fantastic. And every time I want to hate on him, he just does it again, and then he does it again. So, and then he says, I don't think it's contract related. Definitely, he's going to go into a bigger team than Arsenal, though. I don't know. So this is so let's talk a little transfer banter right now, Brawley, and then we'll get into we'll give you guys a little bit of love for beating Norwich. You know, we all do it. You know, it's like, oh, you banged that girl? Yeah, well, well done getting laid, but
congratulations.
I mean, yeah.
Congrats on the sex.
Congrats on the sex. And look at Mr. Tom. Are you taking the
sorry,
piss?
Tom.
I'm sick of the sight of West Ham.
Irons.
So listen, West Ham has been busy in the transfer market, sitting on their hands, I guess. You guys are fine. I guess you guys just don't need anything.
Well, I mean,
John, we're gonna get into the match in a little while. We're gonna stick with the transfer talk right now.
Yeah, so we've done a whole lot of nothing. Can you really question it at this point? I mean, no. And we're in fourth right now, which is great. Now, I will say, you have a game in hand on us. You'll go right above us whenever you beat whoever you play next. It's not a problem. Oh wow, that's a big game. You should beat Tottenham though. You really should.
We should.
But like form goes, I say Derby games. Everything goes out the window in Derby games. Everything.
Yep.
It seems like David Moyes is in a huge rush to make any signings. With Zuma coming back next week, it sounds like he might be ready for Leeds, which would be massive. Cresswell came back today, another big boost. So it looks like the defense is actually going to be.
He looked good.
It looks like the defense is going to be okay. So now it goes to, does Lingard want to come? It sounds like no. So then we need to address a striker and possibly, if something crazy becomes available, look at that. I say at least a striker and like a depth player would be great. But we haven't been in too big of a hurry to do anything really.
Yeah. I mean, it's been looking that way, and you guys are kind of not particularly blessed with depth like a Man City or something.
No.
But when you look at your creative players, your Lanzini, Benrahma, Bowen, Fornals. Who else? They don't always play together.
Sure.
I feel like they take Fornals especially, and Benrahma and Lanzini. They kind of go in and out for each other. Bowen, you can't drop right now. He's
Correct.
the hot hand. Yep. So you're leaving him in. But you guys do seem to have a little bit of depth, and I think you guys lucked out somehow with Ben Johnson being incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But Soufal went out, and you're like, okay, here we go. Here comes a little mini collapse, and Ben Johnson almost took Soufal's place.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think Moyes still found a way to play him when
left
one
back
of your
Cresswell.
Yeah,
when Cresswell went down.
For Cresswell, he put him on the left.
He's right-footed, but he can play him out wide left at left back too. He's versatile. Yeah, Ben Johnson is going to be worth a large amount of money here in the near future. I really believe that. Yeah. I mean, hey, we are the Academy of football for a reason. I mean, we keep bringing these talents through, and they continue to pay off for us. So. Yeah, it's no surprise to me. I mean, Ben Johnson's got it in his blood. He's Paul Parker's nephew. I believe he's related to. I want to say he's related to Ian Wright in some way too. I could be wrong in saying that, but he's got the pedigree behind it. So Ben Johnson is a guy doesn't get talked about enough, and I'm glad you brought him up. He's been missing. I think he has a slight groin injury right now, which is why he's been missing. Fredericks was actually supposed to play tonight. I mean, we have all this depth at right back. And I mean,
I hate to say it, Ben Johnson's got a groin injury because he's walking around with some big ass balls from the way he's been playing. That he's like, I pulled my pelvis.
Yeah.
Just a quick moment. Good to see Bobby Two Scoops in the house. Can we all give Bobby a round of applause? Do you understand? Bobby is now, he's in our fantasy football league. He's number one in our fantasy football league. He's in the top 5,000 in the world.
Wow.
You know why? He
Jared
got
Bowen?
63 points from one player this week. He triple captained Jared Bowen.
That's
63 points.
insane. I guess it is on a double game week though, isn't it? So
It's a double game week, yeah.
That does make
But I
sense.
mean, he got 5. He got 5 in the first one, which is a result. It's not 2. But then he got like 16 or something like that today. So it came out to 21. But dude, geez,
That's wild.
I think
that takes some balls to do that.
Bobby got 109 points this week. I got 33.
Yikes.
So like, I remember earlier this week going, I'm on your ass, Bobby. I'm chasing you.
Hey, Arizona Leeds is Ben Johnson as well. That's funny. Yep. Sorry, Ben.
Oh yeah, he is. He is. This is just trying to annoy the misses as well.
It's probably in the top 5 most common names in the world. Benjamin Johnson. I would guess that first name and last name combo has to be right up at the top of the list for most common names in the world, up there with Muhammad and all the Smiths. And anytime you get like a Michael Smith or something like that, it's virtually the same thing. So that's funny.
Yeah, Mike Smith was I had a boss named Mike Smith. Same time I had a friend named Mike Smith. Same time the Falcons head coach was Mike Smith. I hated all of them.
Now, there's a goal.
Mike Smith was okay.
Who played the Edmonton Oilers? His name's Mike Smith as well.
So let's move over to my club, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Listen, so we're talking about Yuri Tielemans. That would be fantastic. I love that guy. Now,
I'm shocked.
Me too. And doubt it's going to happen. Nothing is really going to happen on Arsenal picking up Tielemans.
Yeah.
What it is they saw an in, so they were like, let's see what this is all about. And then the story kind of died. So I'm sure it's like something was said with the agent of like, now we're just trying to get Leicester to fork over some cash or something like that. But to be honest, right now with the team selection that we have, Tielemans would be coming over, and I don't know if he starts right away. That's what we're Arteta's on his like youth kick where he's got his thing, like Emile Smith-Rowe, who is hot.
Yeah,
can't start.
He hasn't been playing. Yeah, right.
He's healthy now. He's doing great off the bench. But, like, do you drop Odegaard for him right now? Like, you put him in place of Saka, who's playing the best football he's played in a while. You put him in front of Martinelli, who's been hot.
Right.
I kind of like bringing him off the bench and scoring a goal. Like that. Yeah. That's fine with me, and he stays healthy. But then one person that keeps being brought up for Arsenal, and I want to get your opinion on this, is Gini Wijnaldum. What are your thoughts on him coming back? Because he's over at PSG. They're just a glut of talent over there with an ex-Spurs manager who doesn't know what to do with them. So they're like, so he plays and then he doesn't play and then he plays and he doesn't play. To me, Gini Wijnaldum could be a central focal point, a leader. He's a winner. He's won a bunch of things. He's a big part of the Dutch team. Mm-hmm. I know you're not an expert on Arsenal or anything, but you've been coming on the show enough. You know we got to talk about each other's teams.
Yeah.
Would you be worried about Arsenal getting Wijnaldum? Because he, I believe, would slot right in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the price that you're talking about paying for him. I guess if Kroenke's going to open up the wallet, the checkbook, then it's fair game. I guess it doesn't really matter. I love Gini Wijnaldum. I was a massive fan of his when he came to the Premier League with Newcastle. I have a very soft spot for Newcastle. I have a ton of friends who are Newcastle. So I didn't know who he was when he went there, if I'm honest. And then he goes to Liverpool. He plays consistently well there. I wouldn't say he set the world on fire at Liverpool, but he was a solid player for them. And I have no idea what he's done at PSG. Not a clue. I don't follow the French league whatsoever. But I got to imagine he's at the same level that he was with Liverpool. If Arsenal can bring a guy like that in, I don't see any downside to that, because he's everything I know about him at Newcastle, great guy, great locker room guy, very positive, very upbeat. That's big when you bring in a January transfer. And then, I think he's as good or better than anyone you have at that position if he's playing at the same level he was back when he was with Liverpool. So I don't see a downside to that unless his wages are like $500,000 a week and he's going to cost you 30-40 million. Even then, it still might work out for you.
But listen, Macronomical here is saying Wijnaldum, I heard, is strictly a loan deal from what I heard. Even still, we have no leader and no midfield depth at Arsenal. To me, Gini Wijnaldum playing alongside Thomas Partey, you've replaced a cool-headed...
It was Xhaka, yeah.
You've replaced a hothead with a cool head.
Yeah.
You've got essentially the same amount of experience. They're about the same age. They both play world football. They both have played world football basically their whole careers. Yep. On decent teams, not nobodies, talking Switzerland and the Dutch team, the Netherlands. But to me, he's won things. He was a big part of Klopp's early successes. Yep. And I think Jordan Henderson just kind of took over from there. Sure. And Wijnaldum was like, okay, I can move on and go make some money. So to me, like, what an upgrade that would be over Xhaka. And we're talking about if Arsenal truly does want to build a youth squad, that's why I like Lacazette. Keep playing Lacazette. I don't care if he doesn't score. He does the hold-up play, and he can get assists, and he can muscle people out, and he can be more of the leader. We need someone like that in the middle of the pitch, though. That's not what you want your striker, right. The guy up front to be concerned with the fucking center back getting red carded, Yeah. So, to me, that would be absolutely fantastic. A quick other note about Arsenal before we move on to the next topic, but this whole, I don't know if you've been following the Vlasic, not Vlasic, that's your guy, the dude from Fiorentina, Dusan Vlasic, something like that, 21-year-old, fucking badass, dude's just destroying it. Everyone that he's played for has great things to say about him, and they say he's going to be a superstar. It looks like he doesn't... Yeah, Vlahovic. There you go. Your guy is easier to remember, the Vlasic, because we had that ad campaign, Get a Vlasic.
The Pickles?
The Pickles.
Yeah.
So that's what pops in my head. But... and unlike Xhaka, he's not an utter prick. Yeah, maybe.
True.
Somebody look it up. How many red cards does Wijnaldum have in his life? Probably none. But to me, there's all this holdup of like, well, he really wants to stay. He really wants to win the top scorer in Serie A, which is not a given. But now he really wants to, he's not sure about Arsenal. So how would you feel about this? Like, you're going after somebody, and he doesn't know if he wants to come. And Fiorentina's like, okay, 75 million and you can have him. 75 million for a 21-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying for the youth. I had known nothing about the guy, if I'm honest. Like, my knowledge outside of the Premier League, outside of England, I follow the Championship and down the leagues quite a bit. My knowledge of Italian football is non-existent, so I apologize. I don't know much about the kid. But if he's that good, he's 21. I mean, you're paying that kind of money for kids mostly because the prime is still ahead of them in theory. So do I know whether that'd be a good buy or not for you guys? I have no idea. I don't know anything about the guy, so I apologize for that. But if everyone's got only good things to say about him and the ceiling can go nowhere but up, if it makes sense for you guys, do it.
So as opposed to him specifically, let me pose it this way.
Sure.
Arsenal are starting to sort of clear out a lot of the junk from the locker room. A lot of the bad actors, a lot of the troublemakers. From what we hear, we don't know. Maybe it's Arteta who's the actual bad one in the locker room, and he's just clearing out the people he doesn't like. Either way, what's happening is we are starting to have more of a cohesive team. So you've got Martinelli and Saka. You've got all these young kids who are starting to really perform. You have your main striker who's wearing the armband right now, who is out of contract. Do you go out and bring someone in who, at 75 million, we're talking like his weekly wages are going to start at 100 grand? You bring in this outsider. I just feel like it's kind of throwing a match at the powder keg that we're just starting to build something. So that's the situation that I'm more concerned with. And maybe you don't have anything to say about it. And
yeah, well,
I kind of said it.
Aubameyang seems to be the cancerous one at the minute, from everything that I can tell. I don't know if that's still the case or not.
Yes,
he's getting
Wilshire top.
Yeah, that's
you don't have a Wilshire top back there.
I actually don't. You know, I was so happy when we signed him, and it could not have gone any worse for him. And now he's blaming us for the reason why he was so bad. He was a childhood West Ham fan. That's what the whole thing about him coming was. And then he did nothing but get injured. I actually picked him to win Hammer of the Year at the beginning of one of the years, and obviously he got hurt and we never saw him again. But
no, that was the same thing for Arsenal. Like I love Jackie Boy when he plays.
Yeah,
he's just made of glass, man.
Yeah, there's a reason he's not playing for anyone right now. That's all I can say about Jack. But bringing in a guy, if that's going to upset the dressing room like that, I would avoid it. But
yeah,
you never know. I mean, January is a tricky time to do business, and I don't know that you guys really need a out and out striker right now either. So it's like, do you overpay in January, or can you go get him cheaper in the summer? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure. And to be honest, the way Arteta has been setting things up and finding the bits of success are a lot more similar to a Pep Guardiola team who is about to win back-to-back Premier League titles without a striker.
Yeah.
You know, because he's got so many playmakers that love to score. And so right now that's where I'm saying, like, who do you drop? Odegaard, he's been scoring. Martinelli, he's been scoring. Saka, he's been scoring, and they all assist each other. It's our striker who's not scoring, but we're winning matches. So, to me, it seems like Arteta is trying to be the next Pep. Take what he learned there and try and do that. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if we have that. So, anyway, look at that, Mr. Tom.
West Ham are kind of doing the same thing. If you
We're
really
getting a lot of feedback on your microphone. A lot of.
my bad.
Is it, John? Is it Brawley? Yeah. See, it's gone now.
Okay, let me put in. I'm
all right. Okay. So, Mr. Tom, you brought up something that which was fucking amazing. If you guys didn't see any of this, a little side note, can we talk about how great AFCON is? The matches are atrocious, but mental. I didn't think there could be worse refereeing than the refereeing that we're seeing in the Premier League. But did you guys see the Mali and Tunisia match? I think it was Tunisia versus Mali. The ref blows the whistle at the 85th minute to call the match. Calls the match. Like, that's game. 85th minute. There's a fucking shitstorm of people going, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then finally he's like, oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Restarts the match. Immediately gives a guy a red card. Sends him off. There's a penalty. All this stuff. Then he blows the whistle at the 89th and like 45-second mark. Blows the whistle. So you've done all this shit. You've done red cards, penalties. There was something like 24 fouls called, a bunch of yellow cards. There were 2 penalties, all this stuff that would add to extra time. But at AFCON, they subtract it. So I don't know what's going on. And they flipped out. Everybody was flipping out. And he's like, no, 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 I don't care. Everybody's like, we have at least 1 minute, at least 1 minute. And so they sent everybody in. They did their post-match pressers. They gave out the Man of the Match awards. The Tunisia team was already in ice baths. And then the ref goes, no, you're right. Let's restart it. 35 minutes later, restarts it. And I think it was Mali that came out, or Tunisia. I forget. I was just reading about this.
Yeah, Mali came out. Tunisia did not come back out.
Tunisia didn't come out. Out of protest, and because they're probably all naked in the ice baths going, fuck, no, fuck him. It was
that doesn't surprise me
awesome.
It doesn't surprise me that Mr. Tom said they refunded all single bets on the game. Wow. That does not surprise me at all. AFCON has got to be so hard for bookmakers because of this exact reason.
And Ben, that's exactly what I was thinking. You see, I bet Klopp was watching that going, I told you it was a little tournament. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious, hilariously fucking crazy. They told the manager about the restart during the post-match interview. That's awesome. Okay, Brawley, we're going to take this last few minutes of the show here there was a Premier League match that happened today. Yep. I'm not even going to talk about the frickin' League Cup Chelsea-Tottenham because Tottenham were just terrible.
Should have been West Ham in that semifinal, but
yeah,
I digress.
Yeah. So let's talk. You guys beat Norwich fairly heavy-handedly, 2-0 that probably should have been like 4-0.
4, yeah.
That first Bowen goal was amazing. Probably a cross.
No, it definitely was. Yeah.
That just went in.
Yep.
And it sucks because the guy he was crossing to was offside. Was the guy who was offside.
Yeah.
That, it's got to be called off. I mean, the keeper holds his line because there's a guy.
No, the
cross is coming to him.
Yeah, I actually agree with that one. So won't be like the Leeds one where I disagree. At first I was like, what? Like, that's bullshit. And then you watch the replay. And again, the goalkeeper's reaction tells you everything. If he's immediately saying, hey, he's in my line, he's affecting the play. That one I actually agreed with. Still, however, all you Leeds fans, I still think ours was a good goal on Sunday. So just a little jab.
Still a heated debate. And then the other Bowen goal. Bowen was just a beast today.
Yeah, he should have had 5 today.
Fucking hell, he was all over the place. And he they actually called an offside goal and reversed it.
Yes.
That was surprising. Very well done on his part to drag at the last minute. I thought who was it, like Masuaku or somebody
who crossed it in?
I thought he waited too long. I thought he fucked himself up.
Yep.
Bowen won you $70 today. He's your new favorite. Well, let me show you what I did today. I placed a $20 wager. Had I won, I would have won like $13,630. So
plus 65,630. So if you bet 100, you would have made 65 grand, over 65 grand.
Yep. So FanDuel now has the sports book open, and they gave me a free $100. So I was like, first time betting, why not? And you know what? I went with the idea that West Ham, when you've lost this season, it's been to lower teams. You play better against better teams.
Sure.
And Norwich tends to play up. Like, they gave us a really, really tough game. They gave you guys a really tough first 20, 30 minutes. And then you guys turned it on. So I went with Norwich for the win, 2-1, Timu Pukki, and I was going Diop is gonna get from a set piece. So every set piece. The first goal being called off for offside, I was like, yes, Bowen, get the fuck off the pitch. And then he just went nuts. So I didn't win that, but I didn't really lose any money either. So.
No, my bet for the weekend, I have a little segment on my show. It's just Brawley's bets. And my bet for this weekend is I should have pulled it up while you were doing that, but I took West Ham to win. So just the regular money line. I took Declan Rice to score anytime, and I think both teams to score. But yeah, I put a little parlay on
That's against
myself.
Leeds.
That's against Leeds.
Yeah.
Normally, now typically I will say normally I do not bet for or against West Ham.
Yeah, that's tough for me as well.
It's really hard to bet for or against your teams, but as I'm doing the segment on the show now, it's good just to do it just for fun. So yeah, it was Declan Rice anytime goal scorer, West Ham on the money line to win, and both teams to score. I put $25 on it to pay out 300. So that's a little parlay for the weekend.
Mr. Tom, every Friday night on Happy Hour, we get Mr. Tom's Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom from the dungeon, and he sends in 3 somewhat crazy parlays.
Sure.
That you might actually take. So
does he run his own book? Is he in the United States or is he in the UK?
No,
Tom?
He's in the UK.
Okay, so he probably works
right now. It's 3 in the morning.
Sounds like he works for a betting company.
Yeah, he does.
That's very cool.
He breaks legs.
Nice.
So he comes up with some good stuff. So I'm sure he'll have one on the West Ham Leeds match. No, I was just thinking there. Maybe we should do an over-under on the average age of the starting lineup, because Leeds is going to be starting like 15-year-old. I heard Lil Bastard got a call up. Lil Bastard is a 5-year-old that plays for them.
Nice. On
the Stoop crew, on the Lil Stoopers. But yeah, so good win. You guys jumped over us in the table. If we can beat Tottenham, we stick right in there. And
draw would be great for us in that game.
Yeah.
Draw would be perfect for us in that game. So I'm praying for a boring 0-0 draw, but rarely does that usually happen in the North London derby. So a 1-1 or a 2-2 would be just fine with me.
Oh, wow. They actually have that bet, and the book is over 18 and a half years for the average age.
Tom, you have a line on that? He just made that up. There's no way he actually has that. Tom, is that a real line?
That's awesome. Well, we'll be watching. I'll be watching Arsenal play Liverpool tomorrow, and we'll do a little bit of talking about that on the show tomorrow night, as well as a look ahead to the matches in the weekend. Yeah, I'm sure you made that up. I would say like the over under is like 19 and a half, 20 maybe. If you include the bench, really, because then you got some 15-year-olds they're gonna have to put on the bench. So,
tough game for you guys.
For them?
For Arsenal, for you tomorrow against Liverpool. Tough game. I mean, it's good time to play them though without Mane and Salah. That's
last week would have been a good time to play.
That's also true.
They've
we
got
talked about
Allison back. Now they've got Trent back. Now it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, actually, I totally forgot that was the rearranged cup game. Totally forgot. So yeah, we've made our thoughts clear on that subject.
Yeah. All right, well, Brawley, thank you so much for joining us yet again. Have a great show tonight. I know you're recording tonight.
Yep, thank you.
If there's any hammers watching the show, don't forget to check out West Ham Way USA. You got to become a Patreon member of West Ham Way.
It's £5 a month,
and you get exclusive content.
Yeah, and if anyone in here, if you show me proof that you signed up, I'll do it for one person. If anyone in here wants a free month of Patreon membership for the West Ham Way, go and sign up. If you show me that you signed up with a receipt and date timestamp, I will pay you that £5 back. I'll do it for one person in here. So as a free sign up for the first person who does it.
Awesome, man. Well, that's cool. It'll probably be Mr. Tom, because I know every Arsenal show that I put on, Mr. Tom's in the comments, and I'm like, yo, this is an Arsenal show. What do you? And he's just trolling with his big Leeds logo there. It's fantastic.
That's funny.
But thank you so much, Director John. Thank you for all your hard work as always.
Thanks, John.
And we will see you guys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thanks to the Stoop crew. Please, guys, don't forget, share the show. Share the tweets and all that. Let's get these numbers up and let's get the show rolling even more interaction with everybody, and make the Stoop crew bigger and badder than ever. But much love to all you guys who have been here. Much love to all the Stoop crew who's been watching all the way from Arizona all the way out to London and beyond. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
See ya. Irons.
Ooh.